ثم الصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد. We welcome you all, our esteemed and valued listeners and viewers, to another edition of our weekly program on Muslim state affairs. We say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh, our viewers and also to our Ustadh. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
We are very glad to have you here today.
My pleasure.
So our Ustadh is Ustadh AbdulWaasi, Bello from University of Ilorin. So the topic for today is nudity and modern modesty. Nudity and modern modesty. So Ustadh, what we do here is that we periscope our topics under the periscope of Islam. So we use Islamic perspective to educate ourselves on each topic issue that we've brought forward. So now we start. What does Islam say about nudity and modesty?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسوله وبعد. First and foremost, it's my pleasure featuring in this educative, informative, and meritorious program, and that I wish Allah to continue strengthening the organizers of the program and the anchor. In fact, simply put, nudity and modesty. The term or the concept nudity, according to the general explanation, could be explained as an act of being without clothing. That's it, simply put. But practically and experientially, nudity is synonymous with insanity. Why? Insanity. Insanity. Synonymous with what? Insanity.
Insanity. Okay.
Then irritation, disgustingness.
Okay.
In fact, it is, synonymous with Allah's wrath, divine wrath of Allah. That's nudity. It connotes moral impudence.
Moral impudence.
Moral impudence and socio-cultural impunity. That's nudity.
Okay.
For you. Oh, that's going by experience.
Okay.
And the reason for all this explanation, are not far-fetched.
Okay.
When I said nudity connotes or synonymous with Allah's wrath,
Okay.
the first time Allah created man on earth, and from him he created his wife, Hawa, Eve, biblical, explanation.
Okay.
Both of them were clothed in spiritual, clothing. They were not alive. They were naked to the eyes, but they were covered. They could not see their own nakedness.
Each other's nudity.
No, they couldn't. But when they disobeyed Almighty Allah, they were what? They were stripped naked. They were stripped of what? Of their spiritual clothing. It showed that being nude, being naked, is synonymous with Allah's wrath. That's when I said social and moral impudence. Yoruba will explain that.
Okay.
Which says it is the highest level of impudence that makes a villager to enter into the city with just ordinary underpants.
Okay. Can that be rendered in Yoruba?
Okay, Yoruba will say, I feel pain, I feel pain. I said nudity means irritation, disgustingness.
Exactly.
Whenever you walking the street, observing a mad person, I said it is insanity too. And you see him being naked, how would you feel? You feel irritated.
Disgusting.
Disgusting. What is this? No matter how, no matter the sex, and no matter how beautiful he or she might be, handsome he might be, you feel disgusting. Feel irritated for seeing that. That is why nudity is what? Is synonymous with insanity and irritation. Now, to cut it short, modesty is the direct opposite of nudity, nakedness. Okay. It could be both that way. Okay. Even before going to that, please, I said, look at the Arabic rendition of nudity, nakedness, which is our. From the base word our. How do I put is sa'a? From the root word sa'a. That's what is detestable, what is irritating. That's nudity.
That's unacceptable.
That is why Allah commands that we should cover it. And when going to the Quran, you say Allah called upon the children of Adam. Said, Ya Bani Adam.
That was the entirety of mankind.
Of mankind. Okay. Not that this
as
was
long as your assertion could be traced to Adam, that means Allah is
God over you. He said, قَدْ أَنزَلْنَا عَلَيْكُمْ لِبَاسًا يُوَارِي سَوْآتِكُمْ وَرِيشًا. O children of Adam, we Anzala means he revealed. However, in this context, it means he created. The word Anzala, we have created for you clothes with which you cover your nudity, warisha, and adornment and beauty. With which you embellish, beautify yourself. That two purposes of
what correct chapter is that, Ustadh?
That is Surah Al-Araf, I think. If my memory serves right, that should be Surah Al-Araf, yes. So verse 25. Verse 25.
Okay.
That, Surah Al-Araf, verse 25. So, the verse now continues.
Okay.
When the verse taqwa, that is, the God consciousness depicting dress is the best. It means, even putting on it doesn't mean, you may put on clothes and say, yes, I'm clothed. Because I'm clothing, I'm covered. But does that connote Allah's consciousness? You dress. It means our dressing does not start and end
mere putting on your garment.
No, it is actually divine and spiritual.
Okay, now.
It transcends this mundane stratum of life.
Okay.
To what? To the spiritual aspect.
Now, Ustadh, I had initially wanted you to drive on your point, which I strongly believe you've done. So thank you for that wonderful submission. Now, in order for us to get a very good trajectory of today's topic, we said modesty and nudity. Any effect on religious spirituality. So what you just said now, it simply means the prescribed, the referred to clothing that Allah has mentioned in that just quoted verse does not actually refer to the mundane one, not actually the outer garment alone. No. Now, how then do we know that somebody is actually conscious of God? So can somebody be half nude and still be conscious of God? We've seen a lot of people. We do see them up to the moment. We do see them going to their place of worship, half naked, micro-mini, all sorts of provocative form of dressing. So how do we explain this? Doesn't that action have an iota amount of implication on our religious and spirituality.
That's how we want to question.
Yes, sir.
That was where I was actually driving at.
Okay.
It's very, I said it. I can't advise.
Yes, sir.
So, it will not be a religion. So we can only, we can directly, or refer to it as just a philosophy.
Okay.
That so-called religion,
okay,
that does not make provision for flesh food. It's no longer, don't call it religion.
Okay, what if I've got you right, what I'm trying to tell me that is that somebody, a religious leader, who said in his preaching, not even once, that the belief is trying to preach to his congregation does not have any, be it immediate or remote effect or correlation, you understand, with the way they dress and even what they do, how they end their means of livelihood. To me, that is not a religion.
That could never be.
Why?
As significant as the way we dress, the mode of dress code is in our life. There won't be a religion. Truly, sincerely religion from the divine realm that will not make provision for that. Because it goes a long way in defining, in making, or marrying you, as the case may be.
How do you mean that?
Yes.
Do we have scriptural references
for that? Of course.
Okay.
Of course. Even the biblical environment, it was only the slaves, the maids, who were half naked. They will cover this, they will cover this. But the queens, the freed women, they were clothed in what? In total covering. That's it.
So what I'm telling you, the queens, according to the biblical
look at Mary.
Okay.
Because they did for us.
Okay.
They painted for us.
Okay.
And that is how the Bible paints the structure of the woman.
That Mary had something, an hijab.
And that is hijab.
Okay.
So, and that is how the Bible explains and describes Mary. That's it. Go to 1 Corinthians chapter 11 from verse 5 to 15. You see. Up to the level of covering what? The hair. You can't cover it, shave it. That's what even the Bible says. So what one scholar said, it is only Islam that accepts the sexual nature of the world and therefore regulating it.
It is only Islam
that
accepts
the sexual nature of the world and thereby regulating it.
Can you expatiate?
Yes. What the scholar actually meant is that Islam knows the nature of the world. He understands the reality.
And it makes provision
for everything. This is how a man should be. This is how a woman should dress. So that there won't be, social rancor and vices. But he said, when Christianity desexualizes the world,
isn't that attacking on a people's religious?
I didn't say that. I quoted the one who said, though I'm referring.
Okay.
I was never a Muslim. I was just a philosopher. But he, of course, from his study of religions, he came about that reality. And that is the reality. Though, going by the scripture, Christianity didn't say that.
What exactly did Christianity say?
That is what I just said now. That a woman should cover herself. Why a man should cover himself? You know how, of course, we have, our discrepancies in the way we dress. Okay? regardless of that is regarding what our sexual, structure and our gender. So despite that, the Bible made vision for that. But I don't know where this came about this speaking. I don't know.
So what I'm going to tell us is I want you to be plain, to be unequivocal, to be unbiased. You understand? I want you to be straightforward to the point. What I want to know is that you mean that Muslims do not wear sleeping skirts to their religious places?
No.
Okay.
We have few among them, very few among them who do that.
Okay.
But there is no way you will do it. When you see your imam, you see the religious leader, you see the malam, you have to run away. Even if that is part of the person, when you are going to madrasa, you are going to the mosque, you have to change. They have to change totally.
Okay.
From the way you went to, or she went to what? To the place of work. She went to the market. Wherever she went to. But whenever she is going for worship or to study, that is in Islamic setting. You see, she will be what? If at all she does that,
elsewhere.
So she will be what? She will be, of course, modest. She will so be modest. So that she will not say, so this are you, because he knows the imam, no scholar, sane one, no Muslim scholar will preach that you can put on anything. Like the way these people preach it, as you said at the beginning of the talk.
Okay.
So this was like that. So no scholar, no matter how stupid it will be, will never see that.
Okay.
Well, that is it.
Now, because of our time, what are the possible effects and repercussions of nudity on our religious sensibilities? The way we relate, does it have any implication on the way we relate to our God? And likewise, ditto for our iman to iman relationships.
Basically, Allah gave us the dress code from the Quran,
which you've rightly mentioned previously.
Because it is very, very significant in the art of worship. If you are not clothed the way you should be, if you pray, the prayer will not accept it. It is part of the conditions of Salah that will cover your nakedness.
Can we have scriptural reference of that?
Also, we have many.
Okay.
We have many. As many as we can just
give us some.
Look at this. Look at what Prophet said. Ma min imra'atin تخلع ثيابها في غير بيتها إلا هتكت ما بينها وبين الله تعالى. If not to lay the worship. If any woman gives his feet to put off her clothes in somebody else's house, she has actually exposed the secret between her and her Lord. Subhanallah. He's asking Allah to expose her and all his what? Evil secrets that Allah has been covering for her right from time. Not in worship, not talk of in the act of worship.
So that
even in many hadith, because that's the time I want us to start mentioning them. There are 5 features of a human race.
5 features. Okay.
And your father, it must be free.
Free.
It must cover the whole body.
Number 2.
Apart from the face and the palms. Even that one, among the scholars,
is debatable.
Of course, it's debatable. Then, it must not be transparent.
So a woman cannot, put on something that will show the shape, the figure 8.
No.
Because
that would be an example of those that our Prophet said, Sinfani min ahlina. Two sets of people shall be held-bound. He started mentioning them. He mentioned those. The Qawm al-Rijal ma'ahum siyam ka'adnab al-baqar. He mentioned the unruly leaders, the unjust leaders, being the first set.
Okay.
The other set of people, the second set, are those. Nisa'u, ariyatu, akasiyatu, ariyatu, mailatu, mumilat. That is women who are actually clothed, yet naked. That is
women who are clothed,
yet
they are naked, but they are naked.
Yes, that.
Wow.
So the put on clothing, it covers the whole body.
There is an atom of oxymoron there. How can you be clothed and still be lived?
Yes. We will say yes. We will say yes. Not bad. But yet, the cloth reveals all your endowment. As we say,
It's understood.
so they are held back.
So that is the third feature
Of yes,
of a
human dress.
So number one, it should be free.
Yes.
Number two, it should cover the total body, the entirety of the body. Number three, it should not be transparent.
Yes.
Number 4 and 5.
It should not look like that of the unbelievers. Clothes identified with the unbelievers. That was to be understood by everyone.
Okay.
So you know this kind of dress is always put on by a set of unbelieving women. So you now say, I love this dress. Because the way you put it on, you know it is actually clothes. In fact, I don't know, cosmically befitting. That's not the dress.
Last one, Ustadh.
So the last one is that it should not be designed.
Okay, this sign.
It should not be an adornment on its own.
Okay. How do you mean? Does that mean women should not put on, suitably befitting clothing? No. Okay, what exactly?
That is why they are commanded to use what? Hijab. Anything you put under it to be covered. So the outer garments. So that is that is it. So anyone whose dress does not perform all these 5 rules, if she prays, the prayer is on void. And whenever I live for me around people, she is liable to be caused by the angel.
So these are the consequences of
spiritual consequences.
Okay.
But coming down or breaking it down to the anxiety experiences.
Okay.
It's just this year. A blind man of 41 years old, raped his niece of 15 years.
How?
Because, somebody who could not say. Because the report says, because that lady,
the lady was the victim.
So it's actually in doubt, as they say. And eventually, one day, they both slept under the same blankets.
Okay.
That's how, the
curious
event.
The fire got ignited.
So it happened.
So if I thought you could not see, he still has his mind.
And that is it. So because I am saying this, some people say, no. When there was a time when the issue of rain
was very frequent.
So frequent around.
Alarmingly frequent.
So people are saying, when people are, condemning the way the ladies took or the women took, dress. So the mother coming out, saying that you shouldn't blame our dress. You should, lower your gaze, keep away just stay away from us. So is that what they were angry at? No, it doesn't. You should not be affected by what? By the way we dress.
Yes. How do you know?
And they are what? They are ISIS.
How do you know, Ustad?
Because they do say that, this I will dress today to kill you. To kill you.
And kill is a transitive verb, which must have an object.
So they will stop there. So you can just add what? Put the object there.
And men are the object.
They are the victim. So look at that, the blind man. Just to tell you that if a blind man could
go extra mile
to do that, could feel that sensation. So what
is a form of
those who can see?
Alhamdulillah.
That is why Islam says cover this. In fact, covering the whole body is the highest level of security and civilization.
Okay.
When Adam and Eve, when they got to it, the first time what? They saw themselves. That was the beginning of civilization. When they were what? They were naked. What were they doing? فَطَفِقَ يَصْفَنِ عَلَيْهِمَا مِنْ وَرَقِ الْجَنَّةِ. They were blocking the leaves to pass against one another. They were just for each other. So he got to a stage. So we were developing. So we had different clothes. Yeah. So we covered. There was a time where we covered this. The women covered this. And this, why on the men will cover only this? Okay. That was what? The stage of civilization. But you were what? You were backward. You were saying what? You were like animal. So he got to a stage when only the what? Only the noble covered their entire body. Why the slave? So it became, the hallmark of slavery that you cover, that's what? You don't cover yourself.
So
that's your nature.
Societal class distinction. So if you are from the noble class or the elite,
cover the noble, cover yourself.
Converse is the case today.
Look at it.
Converse.
So in that got to a stage where everybody just put or cover the whole body at will. Okay? No discrepancy. No discrimination against this or that. You are not a slave. No.
So it now
got to a stage when women decide to cover their their face. That is the highest level of civilization. So today, those who believe that they are the police to the whole world, they believe they call the shots, they pay the piper, so they call it sutil. They want to influence us to vices. Those are vices. So they came with all these things. You see the old videos, all those things. So all the beauty pageants, so as to encourage beauty. So gradually, we are now degenerating to the earlier barbarity where we started.
It's as if our civilization has
reached the climax.
Now
that is the law. It's falling. Naturally. That is what we are experiencing now.
Now, Ustadh, before we call it a day, as Muslims, how do we combat these menace? How do we safeguard ourselves and our family members? Because nudity has become the order of the day, the novelty in civilization. If you cannot show the larger percentage of your body to the opposite sex, so you are not considered civilized. Now, what is the way out? What is the way out?
There's one from this. We will go back to where we started,
which is
that is the divine law, the Quran and the Sunnah, and the life of the companion. If you go back to this, then Muslims will be saved. Let me tell you, don't think if Muslims are able to combat this, what about the other people? What is our percentage compared to what? So yes. You now say no. Allah does not look at them. He doesn't consider them in punishing us. or in the wedding house. It considers we Muslims, also Muslims. Because as us Muslims, if we are upright, no matter the number, our influence will be far reaching. We will convince the whole world. That is Islam for you. When one of my professors will say, when Islam sneezes, the whole world catches hold. That's it.
When Islam
sneezes, the whole world catches hold. So if we are upright, everybody will be forced. And allow God, because life to Almighty Allah is nothing. It's nothing. So it is the Muslims, no matter how little the number is, or no matter how large the number is, that Allah considers this.
We should retrace our steps.
Let's go back to
pick our role models
from the prophet's wives.
For the females.
For the females. And for the companions. For the male.
Inshallah, maybe later, may Allah spare our life beyond next week. We are going to look at the other side, because I'm compared to say this, your submission is female centered.
Of course, because
it's female centered. I understand the reason.
Soft spots.
I understand the reason. So inshallah next week we shall look into how men folk also contribute to these minutes. Jazakumullah khairan, Ustadh. We really appreciate your coming. We say Jazakumullah khairan. That is our Ustadh. By name Ustadh AbdulWaasi Bello Zakaria. Ustadh Bello Zakaria started his primary education. He has it actually at Ansaruddin Ararami or Raru in Osun State, Ila, to precise. And also for his secondary education, Ustadh had it at College High School in Ilorin in the same state, Osun State. For the primary segment of the Arabiya, Ustadh attended Modern Dar Salam in Ilorin in the same state, Osun State. So he proceeded to Al-Azhar Arabic and Islamic Institute, Al-Azhari, so in Ilorin, Kwara State, where he graduated with first class. Also, he didn't stop there. Ustadh furthered his quest for education, for knowledge. So he furthered it to University of Ilorin, where he bagged his first degree. He graduated with first class. So I'm an eyewitness to that. MashaAllah. He happened to be the best graduate student in Faculty of Art. That was in the year 2016. And he also has, I believe you are writing it off now, the master's program. So may Allah put back into it. So I strongly believe that Ustadh will also come out with the highest grade. Because whatever he does, he always has first class. We pray Almighty Allah to put barakah into his knowledge and his life and his practice. And to you, our viewers, till we meet again inshallah next week, please let's learn, let's go over the video, let's restate our steps. Till we meet again, I say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.